All right, Trey Lance part 2 today. Last time, part 1, we looked at some of those big-time throws, his big-time arm, his ability to process and see things on the football field, some things that he did really, really well. Today, we're going to look at some of the things that could lead to some problems or things that he just needs to clean up a little bit as he moves to the NFL. But let's remember, most of the tape that we have on Trey Lance is from 2 years ago. We didn't get to see him play much this past year. They played one game. That's all we got to see him play. So some of these things could be cleaned up throughout the draft process. Everybody saw his pro day, looked very good at his pro day. So that becomes a big question with a lot of these guys that opted out or played a limited amount here this past season is what exactly are NFL teams getting? And that's going to be a question for whoever drafts Trey Lance or considers drafting Trey Lance. All right, so here we go. Take a look here, and I tell you what, I really like the read here. So they've got a look here with an in and a deep route right here. He recognizes both of these guys go with the deep route. He's got a shallow with what we call a bullets route here off of this backside backer. So he sees and processes these two guys running. He comes back to this linebacker and recognizes that he plays flat. So nice job with the read. Really like the read right here, but it's the accuracy that we talk about. Tries to get over there, doesn't really get his feet there, and this is a big time catch right there, and what would be a big play for the team if he makes a little bit more accurate of a throw. And so great job by the receiver, the back, to be able to catch, stay on his feet, and get some more yards right here. And again, you love the processing, you love what he's reading, just want to see the accuracy to match that. And obviously, he's got a chance to be big time. Okay, take another look at that. Basically, the same play that we just saw. We're going to have an in route. Here, we're going to have a post route. You got this wheel, and you got the shallow. So this particular look does a nice job of going, okay, got one safety back here. Everything else is underneath. And he peeks this and sees that this safety is going way, way wide on this particular play. So as he's going wide, he's going to keep his read up top. So I don't mind that. Going ahead and taking a shot at your post. But again, you'll see the accuracy. I mean, he misses that post by a lot in this particular look as he kind of gets away from himself and kind of reacts late. Feet don't come with him, and he overthrows this by about 10 yards. I'm okay with the processing. Once again, just would like to see more accuracy. Give your receiver a chance right there. Might have to drive this a little bit more if you're taking it against cover 2, or you're going to lay this ball in here between the hashes. But don't want to airmail these things and miss those opportunities down the field. And you'll see this a number of times with Trey Lance where just accuracy will get away from him when his feet get away from him. Okay, so similar type play. We're going to have a little return, an in, and this bullets by the back. Great with the recognition. Once again, we're going to get a squeeze here. We're going to get an off corner there. Here's the throw right here, right now. But just misses the throw. I'd like to see him come out and think there first. It's almost as if you need to peek here first. That needs to be number 1, and then you can work to your pivot and then to your in. For some reason, his eyes are inside first, comes to that back late, but nonetheless, easy throw right there. Got to be able to make that throw. Maybe it's because he's late, trying to put it on the back shoulder, but misses an opportunity again here with just a little bit of issue from an accuracy standpoint on what should be a nice completion again. So this is the theme. We saw it in part 1. A lot of good throws, a lot of good processing, ability to make all those big-time throws. But it's about consistency. Get to the next level, and you can't just make 1 or 2 of those throws. You got to be able to make most of those layups, make most of those throws, give your guys a chance in most of those situations. Processing again, like the processing. We're going to look over here at the out. This guy matches to him, doesn't like it. Going to work his eyes back to this side. And because he started to the left, he's going to work to this in. Then he's got the pivot. Then they got the bullets again. So same play he had right before this. That time he decided to read front side first, so it should go bullets to pivot to in. Because he's going to this side first, you're going to naturally just work back across because you can't get back to this in time and make it all work. So because he starts left, no problem. He's going to come back and work to this in right here. So does a nice job of processing, getting through what you want him to get through. But once again, you see in the pocket, see how he's kind of bouncing in the pocket. He's kind of bouncing in the pocket. And then you always have to drop to make your throw. So I'd like to see him stay down a little bit more. It helps you to be accurate. As you have to drop and throw at the same time, oftentimes your technique gets away from you. You get ahead of yourself. You don't let your legs make the throw for you. And this kind of stuff happens, that he's got a great opportunity. Huge window right here. Like to see him make this throw because once again, good processing, going 1, back to 2, finds his guy. But just have to make that throw, get a completion there, and maybe you're setting up another touchdown. All right, so similar play with the receiver. So they're going to go through here and try to clear this out. Then they're going to run the bullets here, and then they're going to run a swing to this side right here. So this receiver takes 2. Perfect. Now I'm going to read this guy right here. He turns and runs man or chases with him. I could hit my back. But if this guy gets over the top of him, which is what happens here, you know, a lot of people could look at this play and go, oh, well, this guy's running, just take your back. Yep. You'd be okay doing that because you see the back of that defender. Nobody else is there. You can take your back. I have absolutely no problem with this because anytime you're getting these kind of routes and you get over the top and get in a situation where there's nobody else back there and you can take a shot for a touchdown, you take a shot for a touchdown. So I'm not mad at him for this. I wouldn't have been mad if he took the swing, but I like this because he sees the relationship of these two guys and he sees the fact that the safety chases inside. All good. Just got to get this ball out here. Accuracy again, trying to lay it in there, trying to be too perfect. Lay it out there. Let your guy go get it. And once again, we miss a big play here just because of accuracy. Just because he leaves it too far back to the inside, too far underneath. Guy tries to adjust and make a play, but accuracy, accuracy, accuracy. What will always separate you at the next level, even more than athleticism, is accuracy, in my opinion. Okay, this one here, just not a great decision on his part, and we've been talking about it. A lot of things that I've shown, been really good decision, really good processing by him. Not a great decision here, but we're looking at the processing and the accuracy. So he's going to have an inside fade with the hitch and an out right here. Okay, so inside fade to me is not really good unless you've got man-to-man coverage. You got a safety back there. Okay, you think you can throw it away from the safety. Then you've got to read this guy first and make sure this guy comes up so you can fade this guy away from anything inside. So here, corner goes back, should just take the hitch right here. If he wants to recover inside, that's there as well, but he's got both of these guys falling back to the inside fade. But as much as anything, I'm just looking at the throw here. And as he goes to make this throw, and maybe this was just a throwaway, I'm not really sure. But you can see this ball airmails outside. I mean, it goes all the way out of the end zone in this particular look. So is he trying to throw it to that guy? Did he miss the read? But would start with the read. Like to see him take one of these guys underneath because of this corner falls off. But even in making this throw, this ball will just carry on him and get away from him. And you'll see that a number of times on some deep throws where it just gets away from him. And once again, just back to the accuracy down the field and the consistency of making these throws over and over again. All right, so a couple things right here. Liked him to be able to see that, okay, so we've got this, we got a back going down here, and then another back swinging right there. So first read here, always want to see if you've got a shot down the middle of the field. So he's going to make that play action. He's going to get leverage on this safety, the other safety moving out of there. Love to see him take that shot to the post, recognizing the big picture right there. See him running by that safety and taking that shot to that side. And then again, just accuracy, just accuracy. Okay, so let's say you don't like this. Okay, I can see that. You say, that guy's covering that. That guy's covering that. I'm recovering to number 3. No problem with that. But if you're covering number 3, even with them playing it well, the key is put it on his upfield shoulder, get it on him quickly, and allow him to make a move on the linebacker. As he goes there, his feet never really come with him. Ball comes back behind, and now we lose a couple yards just because of little things. Accuracy on the little things make a huge difference, especially at the next level against the best talent in the world. Okay, so here's another deep one. Now, you can always take a look, and I'm not always going to scrutinize guys, even though I might do something different. He's got a one-on-one double move right here. No problem. There's no safety involved. It's one-on-one with the corner. Just like to see him recognize that this corner is really, really soft here, and he's really, really going to have to bite if he's going to win on this double move because he's got such distance to go to cover and jump the first part of this. So I'd like to see him see that depth there and say to himself already, probably going to be pretty tough even if I want to look there. But what I'm seeing is I see kind of a quarters look here. These safeties are down tight, and I've got an in and a post. So yes, I have one-on-one back here. So that always becomes an option as a quarterback when you've got a double move. You got one-on-one, that's an option. You can look at that. I'm not going to get mad at him. You get quarters. This is exactly the look that you want against this particular play. You want to run this in. You want to try to grab. So you want to run this in. You want to try to grab this safety. And then knowing nobody else is back to the middle, you want to take a shot at this post over the top. So that's why I say if you recognize how soft this corner is right now, you can probably go right back to this read. This corner's up tighter, and you really, really like this one-on-one double move, no problem. Go to that side. So I'd like to see that recognition a little bit better, and here's that throw, right? Nobody in the middle of the field. You got your post coming. That's where your touchdown throw is. Now a little miscommunication over here as the receiver pulls up. But even with that, you can see the ball here carrying on him. Ball goes way outside of anything. There was no chance for him to complete that. And once again, I mean, you might say to yourself, maybe he's throwing this away because he didn't think his guy won. But normally you're going to give your guy a chance to at least make a play one-on-one, maybe get a penalty if you're going to throw that double move. So I'd like to see him recognize a little bit better position of these guys and get back to this post. But even if you're throwing this, give your guy a chance. Another example of some of these deep balls, kind of waiting back there and just kind of launching it and the accuracy getting away from him. Okay, here's the last one, what we got on here. And so this is a play. It's just a running back seam play. So I'm going to have a seam here, go outside. We're going to bring our running back down the middle of the field, go here, and then over here. So it's very similar to the play we saw on the good tape in part 1, where he came out, looked at this backside safety widens and goes away from it. Now you hold and you find your throw down the middle of the field. If this guy squeezes, you come to this next guy. But it's understanding big picture, and it's understanding how these throws are made, which is the real key. So I'd like to see him come off the fake and peek this guy and allow this to develop. This is a throw that you're going to throw over the top of these linebackers. So you can peek backside like you did on the other seam, especially with your back coming from the backfield. Make sure he gets out of there, but give your back time to get through there. Here's a huge opportunity for a big play right here, if he just holds the football, verifies backside, lets his guy get going and throws it up and over the top of that linebacker. Instead, he's trying to jam it in here, and you'll see the miss on another big play opportunity. But the accuracy is just something that goes up and down with Trey Lance. And the thing that he's got to work on the most, or maybe he worked on it, as we said, in this basically off year or this last year, he worked on it and he's better at that. But the one thing that really jumped out watching him on tape was the inconsistencies right there. There's part 2 of the Trey Lance breakdown. And you see some of the issues that he has. Big time playmaker, can make big time throws down the field. But when his technique gets away from him, the accuracy gets away from him. And the inconsistencies there up and down on throws that makes a good process, goes through a good process, makes a good read, but then misses some of those big time throws. And you see it happens a number of times. And so that's my big concern with Trey Lance. He's got all the upside. He's got that high ceiling. He's got the big arm. He's got the athleticism, all of that stuff. Question always becomes, can you teach accuracy? Can you teach consistency of those things in the passing game? And that's going to be the challenge for Trey Lance, and that's going to be the challenge for the team that drafts him. But there is such a huge upside that you understand why everybody's talking about him and why many feel, hey, at the end of the day, he could be the best quarterback in this draft. Just right now, I believe he's got some things to work on to be able to move up the board.